Hello everybody. I'm going to replace a broken seat panel on my 2015 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport Ultimate Edition. Apparently there's a lot of different seat panels. This is the seat panel here. Apparently there's a lot of panels like this one. We're finished now. Here's the old guy here. Oop, caught on the cord. Right. Here's the old guy here. He was broken in several spots. Put up a good fight coming out. And the new guy put up a good fight going in. You're going to need some trim tools. I also used I didn't really need the Phillips head screwdriver. I did use a flathead, long handle flathead screwdriver. I did use a pair of gooseneck pliers. Here's just another broken piece of that guy. Oh, you're going to need a torx T25. You don't need it on a thing. You just have it a screwdriver type would be fine for the one screw, and that's going to be everything you need. I just want to throw a special shout out, like Vice Grip Garage Derek and David Freiberger and people like that who find cars like half submerged in a creek and get them running and drive them out of there. This took me all afternoon. It might take you the same. It was a lot of work. I skinned a few knuckles. They never seem to do that. But anyway, I couldn't find a video to help me do this. So hopefully this video will help you. Let's get to it. Hi there. I'm looking to replace this panel on my 2015 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport Ultimate Edition with the three buttons here on the side, 3 adjustments up and back, up and down, and then the lumbar here. It got broken up front here. It's separated here. Actually, this one might also be broken. I didn't get that piece. Here's the new piece. I did look for this piece online. I could not find it. I ended up having to call my Hyundai dealer and give them the VIN number to get this piece. I'm noticing that this piece here doesn't have this extra piece of trim right here. And also, if we go back into the rear, here I had the seat all the way forward. It's also connected here to a piece, so I'm not sure how to get those two separated this time. I did watch the one video I could find online of another guy placing this, and it was a simple matter of putting it in, sliding it back. But this one, I do have my set of trim tools in addition to a flat bladed screwdriver. I did remove these buttons, these 2 buttons already. This button here and this button here. This button should go right through, it looks like, through that hole right there. But right now I'm perplexed about how to separate it from here and down there to get it to come off, because it's definitely connected in here but already wanting to come out of there, this spot here. And as I look down in here, I just feel a lot of resistance back here. It's also a very cold day. I'm in southeastern Pennsylvania. It's a very cold day, but I'm off. So I hope I don't break any plastic. Okay, so update. I applied some pressure in the seam between these 2 pieces that are here, using the trim tools in the seam while sort of pushing and twisting and bending, and these came apart, and it looks like I think I can slide this piece back here now. I'm close to being able to pull this out. With the seat that I have, the power buttons are still there, and it looks like they're connected to this panel, so I'll have to be careful about that and put them into this panel when I get there. Stay tuned. All right, it's a few minutes later. I continued to work this panel back and forth. I did get it to separate all the way back through here, so it is disconnected except for the wiring. It does look like I broke this in addition to breaking this, and I think unfortunately this front piece is also snapped up front. I don't know how, that's a separate panel, so we'll just have to see how that goes together if it wants to. You can see how this new piece still has this connector attached. That one's obliterated. This piece here looks like it has like a screw or a connector hole in it. I don't see, that's down there. So we'll just have to take a look at that when we get there. Also, it appears that there is a blemish in the leather here that I may have done, or it may have happened, you know, organically. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I'll get you to the next step. Okay, so it looks like, unlike the video I saw, there's two wiring pieces to disconnect here and here, and also we're gonna have to find a way to remove this from here to get it into these slots on here. Also, I'm seeing more damage now, right? That's a complete piece there. That's the broken, so that's broken there, it's broken there, that piece is broken off. So this piece is a lot more damaged than I thought it was. You can see them two kind of side by side. I can raise up a little bit. All right, next steps. All right, so I'm gonna stop referencing the earlier video that I watched because I must have been for a different model. I thought it was for this one. So there's no screws holding this module, and then there are two different modules, as I pointed out, from the wiring harnesses. So these are just simply snapped in using these tabs on the side into these slots on here, and it's kind of hard to see, but I use the trim tool, but I'm pointing with a screwdriver to release it on both sides and pull it through. You got to be careful because that's actually your button for your seat. And then this here also, this module here for the other two buttons on the seat, it looks like it's just held in by these four tabs on both sides, and so it's just what kind of work them loose, and you're going to pull that out. I don't know how I'm going to get this out right now, but I'll let you know if I manage to. Okay, so I decided I'm going to try to disconnect this. I think it has like little wings that if I can pinch them, like with a pair of pliers or something, I can pull it out this way, and then I'll be able to reuse that anchor. So I thought, okay, well, I'll disconnect this so the electric will be disconnected. It does have a keeper button here that you have to push. It's hidden from you because it's down on the bottom. You can't really see it. But then I discovered it's still not free of the wire because the wire is also kept here by this thing. I haven't tried to remove that yet, but that looks like another just like sort of like friction. Talking about right above my finger right there. Looks like it's just sort of holding the wire from getting pinched anywhere. Once I do that, I'll have this panel free, and then I'll be able to get a better look at how that piece is in. Okay, so this thing right here looks like it was crimped into place. It put up quite a fight. You see the little teeth on there? Put up quite a fight. It was just on this tab here. It has a hole in it, like it looks like you could have screwed something into it, but I don't know. This is just crimped over that to hold it into place. But now my wiring is free, and now I hope I'll be able to use a pair of pliers to pinch those wings together on this anchor and pull it loose. Okay, so once I was able to remove this panel around freely, I was able to put a pair of pliers on the tip of this and pinch these together and slide them through, sorry about that, through this slot here, thereby freeing this whole electric piece. So now all the parts that I need to reuse have been separated from the old and broken panel. So now it's going to be just a matter of reverse engineering it on the other one. And yeah, I need to clean my car out a little bit. It's kind of messy. All right. Okay, so it's time to re-engineer. So this guy, oops, dropping stuff. This guy, you can see that center button goes right through this hole here, has the tabs on it. This guy is going to snap into here. All the little tabs on the sides going in these slots. This little connector guy will go in this hole here. I'm gonna have to wrestle with that pinchy guy there, but definitely looks like I got the right piece to put it back together. So thanks, shout out to my Hyundai dealer for pointing me onto the right part. Could not find the right part online, and I sure did look. Okay, so this piece here broken off, and I noticed it was actually underneath of this piece here where it was screwed in to this hole here, but it's not a regular screw. Turns out it's a Torx. It's a T25. In case you're needing to do this on your own, this was in here, and now this is the part that's broken. You can see the white shows where it snapped off of this guy here. I'd show you on the other one, but I took it inside because it's very cold here today. See if I could get it to warm up. I'm trying to put the pieces back in, snap them back in into this area here on the new one, and they feel very brittle, and I'm afraid I'm going to break them, so I'm doing it inside the house. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen where the pieces are warm. That was a good move because this took a lot of pushing. The piece of trim is upside down right now, but you can see now that the tabs are in on both sides. This is a little tricky. It fought pretty hard. There are these two little posts right here and right here. And I think they kept bumping into the plug and made it a little bit harder than that. You can see I now have this piece in, and that that connector guy is back in there holding, or the anchor, I guess I should say. So he's ready to plug back in. So I got to get the piece back into this hole here. Then I have the electrics to hook back up. But we're getting somewhere. So when you flip the panel over, you can see now that the connectors, the ones with the white dots, are the actual electric things. So I can put the buttons back on. See, there's a one, the big, hold this longer piece here. This is more down low. This is the higher piece, so this must go on this way. I can check my old videos to be sure. I feel like this one is the same upwards and downwards. So I think that's the next step. So we're back outside in the freezing cold. We're getting ready to connect it back to the car. I just want to point out that this panel has an extra like hook here piece that I think goes into this metal slot right here. This piece right here, I think grabs this tab right here. There's the new one where the Torx thing goes in to this hole up here. Not sure how those pieces fit together yet, but we'll work that out. You can see here, this piece does not have that like hook in this area here. So this is a little bit of an updated, I guess, piece. So I'm going to put this piece back into this slot here, this button back through here. I have to reattach this anchor onto this tab here, and re-plug in this piece here, and then I'm ready to try to reassemble. Okay, so this snapped in a very satisfying way, and so the buttons are all available now. These just snapped right back on. This is one snap, this is two snaps, and they're back together. So this looks okay on this side. So we're plugged back in here. This is connected. This is okay. Sorry, we're plugged back in here. This is connected on this side. I haven't tried to get the crimp back onto this. Here's the crimp piece here onto this. It's hard to see, but that piece right by my finger. And then reassemble. Let's see if any of these pieces actually work. If I slide this back, yeah. So there, back, forward, up, down. Oh, sorry. Okay, so they're working. Okay. Oh, and my lumbar Or you just hear it, maybe. You can't really see it. But yeah, so it's working, which I didn't think would be a problem because, you know, the seat was working fine. It just, the trim was broken. All right, so that seems to be okay. So our next step is going to be trying to get all these pieces to go back together. This into here. This with the piece back. This with the piece way back here. Obviously, this goes in here. This goes up there. This hooks on this, hooks on here. I'm hoping it's easier than it seems, but we'll try. Okay, so after messing around with this for a little while and trying to get this to hook on here, I'm getting that to hook on here. I found that it's either a one or the other situation. Since my original does not have that lower hook, I've decided that we're going to get rid of that lower hook. You know, if this voids my warranty, I'm using a Dremel and I'm going to cut that hook off of there. This piece didn't have it. You're saying, yeah, it broke. Yeah, but it broke. This is a 2015. I bought it, actually it's almost the exact anniversary. I bought it yesterday in 2017. So this is the end of 2025. So I've had this car 8 years, and so it's been in existence for 10. If I have to replace this in 10 years because I cut that hook off, I can deal. Okay, so update. So sliding this in, pulling that in there. Let's see if I have my, can't even see because it's, here, let me flip that around so I can see. Oh, wrong. If I can see the Torx, if I have this lined up for the hole, can't really tell. Maybe a little bit more, right about there. But otherwise, that's looking good. This is looking pretty tight, tight around here. Now we're getting to this spot here. It's a little, you can't really see in there. That stem in there needs to get in further. Then we're getting to here where we have these two holes here for these two little teeth here. Gotta wiggle it around a bit, I think, to get there. I really don't know where that tab's supposed to go at all. And then we'll try to snap it around the back here. So that's what we're working on, kind of wrestling with the plastic, trying to get it where we need it. Okay, so I know if you're trying to do this project going from my video, you're saying this would be so much more informative if you had the video of you're trying to do these things, except coming back every time after you've already done them. Yeah, maybe I should have invested in like a tripod or something. Sorry. Okay, so I continue to kind of pull this piece back and down. I think one of my problems was I was trying to push this part in too far this way. And actually, there's a pretty good gap under there. Something was hanging up and preventing me. I think I was wrong about which tabs fit where on here. I had to pull this way farther back. But then once I did, I just like started to push and this part started to snap back into place. So it was in the right position. And this piece was here resisted. And I just had to keep, I think it was that long, stem that goes inside. But it did find its spot. Everything here feels pretty secure, which is good. Now I have to deal with getting this screw in up here and then getting this piece of trim where it belongs. I'm going to slide the seat back so I can do this. This is a little bit of a flex, as the kids would say. Yeah. So I can, I might be able to disconnect this piece altogether, but we'll see. Okay. So I just want to tip my hat to that Torx screw because it sure did put up a good fight going back in. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just sort of bend this guy around. I can't do it with holding the camera, and get these tongues in. There's slots on both sides, and that should go together. All right. So I'm going to call this done for now. I did get those tongues in there, but I don't like how these are seated together. And I am tempted to poke a couple holes and put a couple little screws, maybe like some button type screws in there to hold these two pieces together, because I really don't like that look. But we'll see. But okay, if we look at it from the big picture, okay, so this bad boy is in. It functions. It looks pretty good, except for that corner up here. It's going to bug me. And the farewell to the old soldier. It was a lot of work. I spent most of the afternoon. I did tell you, here I'll switch this. So I did tell you that it's a freezing cold day here in southeastern Pennsylvania. It's cloudy. It's below freezing. One thing I didn't tell you is it's also New Year's Eve, and it's getting dark. So I have to, go get ready, for New Year's Eve festivities. So I got to get it together. But golly, to get that seat panel in. So, check that one off the list.